As always, I have listed all the materials I used on this fly in the description section. Then start your thread about an eye length back from the eye of the hook and snip or cut off the waist, but save that piece as we will use it in a minute. Then bring your thread all the way back to the bend of the hook. Now clip off 2 microfibbets or mayfly tails, whatever product you have on hand, and measure out about a hook length. Then transfer that measurement to your other hand and tie it in right at the base of the hook. Make sure the tails are on top of the hook when tying in. Make a few wraps to lock the tails in place. Then clip off the tails at the spot where you started your thread. Now we have to split the tails. A trick I've learned is to wrap the tag end under the hook, then bring it up between the tail pieces. Pulling this tag tighter will split the tails wider. Then when you're happy with the spread of the tail, tie the tag down tight to keep the tail split. After it's tied down tight, you can clip the tag end off. Make a few wraps to clean up all the waist area, then bring your thread back to where the tail starts. We will now take some dubbing. I like this UV2 Fine and Dry because it gives a really nice look, and you really don't need much at all. By the way, you can tie this fly in many colors. I'm using black today though. So you will want to make a very tight and thin dubbing noodle on your thread. Seriously, almost touch it on. It really doesn't need very much. Once you have your noodle tight and thin, then push it up close to the fly. Now make 1 wrap with your noodle, and then make another wrap under the tail to keep it lifted up. Now you want to make a very thin but tapered body on this fly, stopping just shy of the eye of the hook. And you can add more dubbing if you need as well. We will now select a single CDC oiler puff. These come in a wide range of colors, but for me, white seems to work just fine. For a smaller fly like this, you want to separate this puff in 2. And I find wetting both sides help keep it separated. Tie one side of the puff in facing rearward and clip off the excess. Now make a few wraps to clean up the waist area. At this point, I like trimming the wings slightly, but not all the way yet. This just helps keep it out of the way. Dub on a little more dubbing, keeping this noodle very thin as well. Then make 1 wrap in front of the wing, and then 2 wraps behind the wing to help keep it angled up. Then wrap the rest of the dubbing in front of the wing, forming a small but tapered head. To cement this fly, I like pinning some head cement onto my thread, and then whip finishing the cement into the head of the fly. And for the final step, I find wetting the feather once really helps. Just trim the wing at a downward angle, leaving just a little bit. After the puff dries, you will end up with something like this. This isn't necessary, but I like curving the tail upward. Put the pad of your finger under the tail, and then scrape your nail over the top of the tail. And there we have it, the RS2, one of the more effective flies for picky tailwater trout. And it's relatively easy to tie once you get the hang of it. So go give the RS2 a try if you haven't already. And I want to let you know again that I listed all the materials in the description section of this video, but you might have to click the Show More button to expand this section to be able to view it. I have also included links to the fly artist for these products, and a discount code for you as a thank you for being my subscriber. I will see you on the next video. Now you go catch some fish.